Hey guys, Rory from Rokombu here. Today I'm at the launch of the brand new BMW 7 Series in the south of France. Here it is. There she is, looking all resplendent. I've driven here, I don't know, maybe, I guess a couple hundred miles, and I've sort of got enough information to give you a little bit of a preview before we bring you a full review. Oh hello. I seem to have killed a little birdie. So there is the dead bird up close. You might have noticed that half of it might be missing, and the reason for that it's been chopped in half by the active vents. These vents here basically open up. They open and close. They stay closed when the car is not running to help the engine heat up faster, and they open up at speed to provide extra cooling, etc. And they actually serve a very important purpose. They can save you about 3 grams per kilometer of CO2. In this case, it didn't do any saving, especially for the bird. Oh dear, that's disgusting. Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll start with the outside of the car. It's got some nice touches to it. One of the highlights is the fact that it's got new laser headlights, as you can see right here, BMW laser light, and you can recognize them because they've got the blue finish inside. And if you look a bit closer, you'll see it's got a bunch of 7s on the reflector right there, which is a nice touch. That is not the best feature of the car though. One of my favorite things is the key right here. So it's got a bunch of hard buttons. One of them opens the boot, as you can see. This one opens the car, and I guess that one might set off an alarm or something. But better than all of that is the fact that it comes with this screen, which you can use to show you a bunch of different settings or information about the car, basically. So if I slide it up to unlock it, you can see I've just wandered into a setting that lets me activate the climate control system before I get in the car. So if you know that it's really hot outside and you don't want to jump into the car and be boiling, you can actually activate the climate control to either heat the car or cool the car before you get inside it, which is a nice touch. Plus you can see a bunch of other information about it, like whether the car's locked, open, whether it's got the lights on, how much range you've got, whether you need to put more petrol in, etc. So really nice key. Let's jump in and show you a bit of the interior. It's got gadgets galore in this thing. So what I'll do is I'll give you a quick tour of some of these. So first things first, up here on the instrument binnacle, that is a screen basically, and it's dynamic. So depending on what mode you're in, that will change. So in eco mode, it goes blue. On the rev counter, you can see changes to a charge and power gauge. In comfort mode, it goes back to what you'd expect from BMW. And in sport mode, it turns red, nice and aggressive. Very cool, and that kind of eggs you on. Let's look at this big screen up here. So what we've got here is a big, I think, what's that, 9-inch or whatever, big display. Normally you control that in BMWs with the iDrive system. You can do that in here too, but you can also, it's touch sensitive, so you can basically just prod at it and it'll do what you want, which is a nice addition. Sometimes it's you know, it's not always ideal to have just one way of putting in information, so it's nice to be able to, for example, go into your map and, you know, pinching to zoom, etc. And it's just a nice alternative to what you've got already. So other features down here, you can see the word ionic right there. Basically, it pumps ionized air into the car, which makes the oxygen nicer and makes you feel more relaxed, shall we say. This button here is a perfume button. So yes, the car does come with a couple of fragrances, so you can choose between, in this case, Blue Sweet number 1 and Authentic Sweet number 2. There are 8 different fragrances to choose from, and you can fit 2 into the car at any one time. They go somewhere in the glove box. Here's a box with the ambient air kit. open it up for you. That's what they look like. Sorry, I'm trying to fight against the sunlight here, but yeah. So you can manually change these. If you don't like the ones that are in there already, you just swap them out, which is a nice feature. Oh, really cool things up front. You know, you got your heated steering wheel, obviously, because it's a luxury car. You've also got a heated center console and a heated armrest, which is very nice. Plus, you've got the massage function down here as well. You just push that and the car starts to massage you. 3 different levels of strength and a bunch of different programs you can choose from. So let me hit that button again, and hopefully that will come up. Yeah, you got your whole body activation, pelvic activation, back massage, shoulder massage, and it really does work when you're driving this thing. It's nice to be able to feel the car just sort of rubbing your back as you're cruising along. It's a nice touch. Right, one of my favourite things about the car, I put it in reverse so you can see the camera systems. Of course, nothing new about having a rear view camera. Always interesting to have a top-down camera, but it goes a step further than that. What you can do is, if you rotate the iDrive knob, you can choose between different camera views. Oh, that's nice, good massage. So with this one, you get this kind of isometric view of the car where you can see what's going on from the right angle, or if I rotate to the other camera, you can see what's going on from the other angle, which is nice. And it's a live view. Obviously, the car is a 3D rendering representation of the car we're in, but it's a live view. So if we switch it back to, oh yeah, of course you get the front view, side view. Right now you'll see a bunch of people enter the frame just about there, and there they are up there. So it is absolutely a live view of what's going on. It's probably the cleverest interpretation of a car system that I've ever seen. It's a hell of a thing. You just keep rotating the knobs, and you can. It's amazing. Right there, you can see the other 7 Series cars behind ours, and there they are over there. Fantastic piece of kit, that. Love it. Right. What else is there to show you? Yeah, you got air suspension front and back on this thing, front axle and rear axle, and you can raise the suspension if you want to go over any really high curbs or up steep hills, etc. You've got your driving mode selector up here, sport, 2 modes of comfort, and Eco Pro plus adaptive. Adaptive is tied to a system up here, a camera that looks forward at the road ahead and basically calculates what kind of surface or terrain you're about to enter, and it will predict what best setting to apply in the suspension to make the best possible ride. I don't know how effective it is. The car feels very comfortable. That's all I can say. I don't know how clever it is at predicting the road ahead, but it's in terms of it generally working, yeah, absolutely. Good job. Another really cool function in the 7 Series is gesture control. So if I do this and rotate my finger, you'll see it's increasing the volume. If I do this, it decreases the volume. And that's basically controlled via a camera system up here, an imaging system that looks down at the center console and where your hand position is, and it can interpret I think 5 different motions, 5 different gestures. So if I go back to my media, for example, I'll turn it up by doing that. Oh, and the sound system is very good. It's a Bowers & Wilkins. Really, really excellent sound system. I'll zoom in on the speaker for you. Looks nice and sounds nice. Other gestures, well, you can do that and it will pause the track. That to unpause. And if you get a call, someone calls you in the car, you just dismiss the call like that. And I believe if you do the opposite motion, it will take the call. So gesture system is it seems like a gimmick at first, but it works really well. You can just almost instinctively do that instead of reaching for a particular button on the dashboard. It's a nice touch. I like it anyway. Cool. So let's have a look around the steering wheel. This button here lets the car steer itself as long as you're doing over a certain speed, I believe, like 30 miles an hour or whatever it is, and it uses cameras to view the road ahead and stay within the lane markings. That controls the distance to the car in front with the adaptive cruise control system. This one lets you go to the speed limit that you're in at the moment. So if you're doing 90 but you're not sure what the limit is, you press that and it will take you to the appropriate speed limit if you've got the adaptive cruise control system engaged, which is nice. Over here you've got the voice command system, telephone, and mode for your audio sources. Okay, that's the front. Let's jump in the back. Okay, so here we are in the rear. Oh, soft closed doors, so you just pull it up and it will shut by itself. And back here you've got your rear seat entertainment system. You've got 2 screens, which is as you would expect, but down here on the center console you've also got a tablet display. What this does is controls a bunch of features in the rear. So you can, I'll cycle through everything. You can change the interior lighting. You can cycle through different colors, make the car go green or purple or red or whatever you want for your interior colors. Sorry, I'm trying to fight against the sun here. If I go back home, I can also adjust the sun protection. Basically, I'll press the open all button and that basically opens the sunroof and the other sun protectors in the car. Go back home again, and it lets you control the seats. Wow, it's so bright and reflective. Do you know what I'll do? I'll just remove it, shall I? Hit the eject button and up it pops. And you might be able to see it a bit better then, I don't know, or not, as the case may be. But basically it's a Samsung tablet, and you can carry this with you anywhere you go. You can use it in the car or at home or whatever. So yeah, I'll go into seats next to show you what seats does. Do you know what? I think it's gonna have to go on my knee. Ah, the sun is killing me. Right, yes, that's better. Kinda. All right, so reflections aside, what you can do is you can adjust the seating. So I'll select the front passenger seat, and you can drag it backwards or forwards, left or right. And if I point it at the seat in front, you can see the seat begins to move backwards or forwards. So you can give yourself more leg room in the back or annoy the front passenger. One thing you can't do is move the driver's seat with this. It would be quite dangerous. You can adjust the left or right seat at the rear and save a position once you're happy with it. And you can adjust many things about the seat. So lumbar support, the height of the headrest, pretty much anything you want really. So it's a nice toy to have. You can adjust the climate control system, change the speed of the fan. So you might have noticed it's got a bit quieter now that the fans aren't running. You can change the media, so you can listen to a bunch of different stuff. You can listen to music via headphones in the back if you want to. Passenger on the right hand side can watch TV or look at the maps. You can send maps from the front, from the back of the car to the front if you want to change the destination you're heading to, without the driver having to mess around with the navigation system up front. So it's a really cool system, and like I said, you can use it as a normal tablet as well. So if I go into apps, you can see it's a normal Android tablet, so you can download apps on it, put movies on it or whatever. And the system is compatible with screencasts, so you can use this or other tablet devices or mobile phones and have an exact replica of what is on the device's screen projected up onto the display here. I'll give you a closer look at how it ejects actually. Press the eject button and it just pops up like that. There's a little thing down there which pushes it out for you. When you put it back in, it locks it in place. Right, so in here you've got your BMW phone. Ooh, hello. Hadn't noticed that. Anyway, yeah, it's a mobile phone, I guess. That, as you can see, is Wi-Fi. You got in-car Wi-Fi, you got Bluetooth, obviously, and you can pair multiple devices to it and use the car as a hotspot. Back here, fridge. Oh yeah. So this will keep your wine or your water chilled, and basically help you arrive at your destination refreshed. You can control the level of cooling provided by the fridge there as well. So that's a really nice touch. So that, my friends, is the new BMW 7 Series. Like I said, no review this time, but expect one in the very near future. There'll be one on recombu.com if you fancy reading about it in the very, very near future. We'll also have a full, proper, in-depth video review at some point. I've driven the car already. My impressions so far are that it's very good. I haven't decided whether it's better than an S-Class as yet, but it's up there. It's a great car to drive. It's very comfortable, and BMW have tried to kind of marry up the luxury side of things with their ultimate driving machine philosophy, and it seems like they've kind of executed it very well so far. So you know, yeah, stay tuned for more of my verdicts on how good this car is. If you have any questions about them, leave the comments down below. Ask me questions. I'll try and answer everything as best I can. And yeah, share the video, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. You know the routine. And like I said, yeah, we'll see you soon with some more awesome car content. Take care, guys. Bye bye.